welcome to the week of November the 18th through the 20th for Henderson, Bailey, and Lucy's homework help. If we will look at Monday's homework, number 3, which of the fraction is between 2/5 and 3/5? In order to see what comes in between, we're comparing them. They have to have a common denominator. But if you look at your denominators, it's really hard to find something that 5, 4, 3, and 8s go into. However, the fifths, the fourths, the thirds, and the eighths are benchmark fractions. So you already know what those are. So this is where you probably want to convert them to a common, not a common denominator, but find the decimal because you already know these. Okay, remember the easy shortcut to the fifths is your whole hand is 100%. So each finger would be 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So 2/5, let me switch over here. 2/5 would be 2 of your fingers, 2 out of your whole hand, 2 out of 5, which is 40%. So that would be 0.40. Okay, now looking at your 3/4, 4 being your whole, you can break a whole dollar into 4 quarters. So 3/4 is going to be worth 75 cents. So that is going to be worth 0.75. Because it takes 3/4 to make up a whole dollar. Or 3/4 out of 4. 3 out of 4 for your whole dollar, so 75 cents. Now, looking at the others, we're going to have to either, if you don't have it memorized, you're going to have to T-bow. Don't forget what T-bow is. Top number in, bottom number out. Okay, so looking at it, we have choice A is 1/3, 1 out of 3. So T-bow, top number in, bottom number out. 3 can't go into 1, so I have to add a decimal and a 0. Bring my decimal straight up. 3 can go into 10 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. I subtract that, I get 1 left over. I have to add a 0, bring it down. So again, 3 goes into 10 3 times, which is 9, which I have 1 left over again. This is going to keep going and keep going and keep going. So this is one of your repeaters. So I'm going to show that by putting a line above it. So 0.333 that goes on and on and on. If that's the case, that comes way before 0.40. So that is out here. So it's not in between the 40 and the 75. So I got to keep going. Well, my next one is 2/3. So now I have 2 out of 3. Guys, if one was 0.33 and now you have 2 of those, it's probably going to be 0.66. Okay, we'll go ahead and look at this. Okay, so looking at 2/3, if you need to pause the video, go ahead. I've already talked about 1/3 is 2 of those, so 0.33 should be 66. And that's what I got when I actually divided it out. 3 went into 20 6 times, which is 18. I get 2 left over, add a 0, and it's going to keep going. Well, if this is 40, 50, 60, and then 75. So that does come in between. So 0.66 would come in between 40 and 75. So we know it can't be A. We're pretty sure it's B. And it can't be D because D is the repeater answer of A. The only one left is 7/8. If I go ahead and T-bow that, 7 divided by 8, I have subtract out a decimal and a 0, it goes 8 times. 8 times 8 is 64. Subtract, that's 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. Add your 0. Guys, I don't even have to keep going. I can, but I don't have to because I already know that's bigger than 75. So my answer is 2/3. There you go. That's your answer for Monday night. I hope you understood the work. You can either find a common denominator. In this case, it was too hard, and these were all benchmark fractions. If you don't have them memorized, then you're going to have to TIBO. If you have them memorized, just convert them to a decimal. Now let's look at Tuesday nights. Tuesday night, Mr. Young has 35 students in his first period class. 60% of these students made an A or B on the last test. How many of the students did not make an A or B? Okay, we're going to set up our proportion box. This is about the students in his class. This is about his students in his class that did not make an A or B. It says that he has 35 students in his class. That is his whole class. So we're going to put that on the bottom because that's everyone in his class, all that he has. Okay? Now, reading the story, it says that he had 60% of his students make. So that's who made an A or a B. But the question didn't want to know how many made. It wanted him to know how many did not. Well, I know that percent means per 100. Okay? So out of that 100%, 60 made it. So that means 40% did not make it. So it's 40% out of 100%. Okay, so within looking at that, I want to see if I have an easy scale factor to find X, the number of students who didn't make an A or B. It doesn't have a pretty scale factor, but if I look at it, these both end in zeros. So I can scratch them out. A 0 for a 0. If I look at it again, I get 4 and 10. Well, you can divide those by 2. 2 goes into 4 twice, and 2 goes into 10 5 times. And right there, bingo, I have my easy scale factor. I have 5 to 35. How many times can 5 go into 35? Times 7. With my scale factor. If I do it to the bottom, do it to the top. So 2 times 7 is 14. So my answer here is 14. Now remember, guys, if you need to pause it, you're not sure where I reduced my steps, go back and rewind it and listen to what I say, not just what you see me doing. Okay? Watch it as many times as you need to so you can make sure you understand. I did 100% minus the 60% that made it. I had to subtract to see who did not make it. Then reduced and then found my scale factor. Moving on, let's go ahead and look at Wednesdays. Looking at Wednesdays, a local store is going out of business and having a clearance sale. The original price of the item in the store, P, is reduced to the clearance price, C. The store uses the equation C equals 0.75 times P, or 75 hundredths times P. To find the clearance price of the item, what would be the clearance price of the item that was originally priced for $12? Before I can solve this, I have to make sure what the letters stand for. C is my clearance price or my sales price, and P is the original price. Well, the story, I gave you the original price of $12. So that's what I plug in for my P there. I'm going to plug in the number 12. So I have clearance price is equal to 0.75. No sign means to multiply, so 75 times 12. Please pause the video and do your multiplication on your own. Okay, so far I have 2 times 5 is 10, carry your 1, 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. Now I'm going to scratch, lay my egg. 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 7 is 7. I'm going to add that up, so 0, 5 and 5 is 10, carry my 1, 7, 8, 9. Okay, now I have to be careful. I have 2 decimal places in the problem, so I have 2 in my answer. So my clearance price is going to be $9. So my answer is B. That was the week of the 18th through the 20th. I hope you have a good week off at Thanksgiving and be thankful for all our blessings. Have a good week off.